Did you know New York City actually has one of the highest rent prices? And let me let you in on a little secret. It's only going to get worse. If you want to learn how to break free from rising rent costs, make sure you watch this video. I'm going to break down 3 different ways on how you could break free from high rent prices. My name is Malcolm Marcel, and I'm a licensed mortgage loan officer. MLS number 1830011. And I help blue collar workers get approved for a mortgage, get their home, get their dream home, instead of getting denied by big banks. If that's you, message my team. Whether you're looking to buy in 9 days or 90 days, all of our information will be in the description below. Let's jump into the video. I know it's going to sound cliche and you're probably going to be like, oh my God, this. But the number one way to break free from rising rent prices, the number one is very simple. Buy a house. I'm going to repeat that. Get a home, get a loan, and use that money to buy a home. I spoke about this in the last video. Utilizing mortgages is not just a way to buy an asset, but it's also a way to increase your financial literacy because you're learning a new thing, especially if you do it right. But it also increases the amount of money you can pass down to the next generation, aka generational wealth. Now, most people are probably like, oh my God, Malcolm, we know this. If I could buy a house, I would have bought a house.
Are you stupid or something?
Instead of just renting. But let me let you in on a little secret. If you're paying $3,500, $4,000, $4,500, even more than that, which I know a lot of people are, especially in New York, you're paying the same price as a mortgage. You're paying the same price to rent a property that it would cost you to buy a home. So it's not the money that's the issue. The issue is you don't know how to buy a home, or you don't know how to do it correctly, or maybe you're just afraid. Something deep down is holding you back. Maybe everyone else in your family has been renting. There could be a lot of cases where our self-limiting beliefs are holding us back from thinking that we deserve or we're able to get a home. It's not actually the information. It might just be what we think inside. So this is not a part of the one ways, but definitely learn how to get over, stop holding ourselves back. Kick that person or those thoughts that are saying you can't do it. It's about to be a new year, right? Get together, get your family together, get yourself together and start doing them goals. Get them goals down, write them down. This year, I'm going to own a house. 2025 is going to be my year to be a homeowner. Let's talk about the mindset that you need to get a home. Now, once you get that, and that's a bonus tip because that's not the tip, but once you get that, I promise you guys, I'm going to do a whole nother video about the right mindset needed to become a homeowner. Ooh, title just gave me goosebumps right there. The mindset needed to become a homeowner in 2025. That's going to be my next YouTube video. I'm about to cut this video short right there. All right, so once we get over the mindset hurdle, right, just getting a home. Now, there's plenty of ways of how a home can be an asset, and I'm going to talk about that now in number 1, right? First of all, you only need 3.5% down to buy a house, FHA, right? Then you need about 5% for closing costs. It could be a little less, like I say in multiple videos, depending on what state you're buying in. It could be less. Like, for example, Connecticut sometimes does 3.5 or 4, and sometimes even in New York, we could do 4.5 or 4%. But on average, I'm using 5% because I like overestimating than underestimating. All right, so now you got that. Now you're probably like, oh my God, okay, Malcolm, I'm getting the house, but how am I going to pay for it? Like, yeah, I can afford it when I was renting, but maybe my taxes went up, or maybe I don't know how I'm going to upkeep it because now if something goes wrong, I have to fix it instead of my landlord, right? Guess what? You are not the only one in your family who is renting. A lot of times we think we have to do everything by ourselves. I'm pretty sure you know at least 1 or 2 cousins, or maybe your uncle or your aunt, or maybe your sister is renting too, and they're paying pretty much close to what you're paying or more, right? And they're doing that for a 1-bedroom or maybe a studio. So now you have 4 bedrooms. Do the math. Come together. Be like, hey, I just bought a house. Do you want to move in with me? Simple as that. It's called working together. Bring your family members in. Instead of them paying $3,000, $4,000, whatever they're paying to rent to live in a 1-bedroom, you'd be like, yo, give me half of that. Give me $2,000. Matter of fact, you can give me $1,500. Especially if you guys get along with each other. Now you guys are coming together, and this is how you really sell it. Say, hey, we'll come together, we'll pay the mortgage. That extra money that you would have been giving to your landlord, save that, and I'll co-sign for you, or I'll help you get your house. So now you bought your house, you're helping your family member get a house, and the other family members are all doing the same thing. You got 4 rooms, you rent it to 4 different people. You could do it with your family, you could do it with friends you trust, and they're cutting down the amount of money that they're giving to the landlord. Now they're keeping that. So if they were paying $4,000 for rent, now they're only paying $2,000 or $1,500. Like I said, that difference they get to save it in a high yield savings account, and that's going to grow interest every month, and they're going to keep stacking up that money. So now in 5 years, they have more than enough money down. And what you could do, depending on how nice you really like them, if you got 4 people paying you $2,000, right? Well, 3 people, because you still have 1 bedroom for yourself, that's $6,000. Your mortgage isn't going to be $6,000, right? Your mortgage might only be $3,000 or $4,000. That extra money, you could then give them back some of it at the end of the year, or when they're ready to buy their house in 5 years. I had this one client, I think her name was Pearl. Yeah, was it Pearl? I think her name was Pearl. But anyway, she had her son renting from her. Her son lived in the basement, was renting her. I think he was paying about $3,000 for a basement. Nice. It was nice studio basement. But well, no, a nice basement. It was a two bedroom basement apartment, really nice, furnished and everything. And I was like, why are you collecting the money? Because I was doing her mortgage to buy another second house, so I knew she didn't need the money. And she was like, Malcolm, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I'm collecting this money for my son to give back to him. So he's paying her. She put in a high yield savings account, saved up the money, and then in 5 years, when he was ready to buy his house, she said, here's your down payment, boom, and gave everything back to him. So I'm not saying that you have to give them everything, but this is how we build money. This is how you build wealth in our communities. You work together. Stop thinking we have to do everything by ourselves. This is how you create wealth. So, next thing you could do, house hacking. We speak about it all the time. Yes, house hacking. But doing it properly, buy that 2-family, rent out the 2 units, live in a basement, or live in 1 unit and rent out the other unit, however you wanna up. But house hacking will save you money. And the money that you save from that, you reinvest it. Stop taking that money and buying a new car. I still drive my car, and it's probably what? My car is 14 years old, and I still drive it, and it's beat up. But guess what? I'm saving those money that I could have been paying on a new car payment or a lease, saving it. Because we think that when you get more money, you have to spend it. No, I'm tired of that mindset. You have to get broken mindset, and I'm gonna be the one to do it. I'm gonna let you know, you do not need more things. You do not need more clothes. You do not need more sneakers. What you need is financial freedom. And the only way you can get that is by saving and investing your money. Invest the time in something that's going to pay you. Buy assets. It's as simple as that. It's the fastest way to get out of it. So that's step 1, get a house. If you don't want to do that, right? Step 2, which I just spoke about, decrease your liabilities. If you know your rent is too much money and you can't buy a house because you're like, yo, Malcolm, I can't even save. I don't have a 401k. I don't have anything. Everything's going to paying my rent. Well, it's time to look for another apartment. It's time to start cutting back on some liabilities. It's time to stop going out to eat. It's time to save. It does not mean that your life is over. It does not mean you're a bad person because you're like, yo, I got to start cutting back. No, what it means is you finally are thinking about the future you. Stop trying to keep up with all your other friends. I'm going to let you in a little secret. They don't care. Most of your friends out there throwing money and stuff like that, they don't care about you because they cared about you. They've been like, bro, you don't got a house. Why are you out with us? Yo, bro, where's your investment account? Like, you know what me and my friends talk about? We talk about how much our investment accounts have grown. Oh, do you have a Bitcoin yet? Like, this is the conversations in my group chat. I'm not around people talking about, oh, I bought new sneakers or I bought a new car. Don't get me wrong. I do like my Jordans. If you know me, you know me. I like my sneakers, but it's not the only thing that I'm buying. And I'm not buying all the shoes that I want. There's a lot of shoes that I'd be wanting, but I'm like, you know what, Malcolm? Did you buy any new Nike? Nah, Nike, I'm not feeling like, matter of fact, that was a bad example because right now Nike's going through some restructure. So Maybe in a few years they'll be good, but right now I'm just holding on to the amount I have. I haven't bought any new shares of Nike. But I still own Nike because I like the sneakers. So I own the company of the things I like. So if these aren't the conversations that you're having with your friends, oh, did you look at a new house? Like me and my friends, we put our money together to buy properties together. Like these are the elevated conversations you need to be around. These are the conversations you need to have with your group chat. So if y'all just talking about going out and going on vacations, which is 100% cool. I love going on vacation with my guys. But we don't just talk about that stuff. We have to talk about elevating our minds and talk about what books are we reading? How are we buying more investments? How are we increasing our wealth? If these aren't your conversations, then you're around the wrong circle. And that means you need to not just pull yourself back from spending money on liabilities, but you need to pull your back from people who don't have your best interest at heart. Like people could be liabilities also. And if you're around the wrong circle, that's a liability. And you're only hurting yourself, your future, and your family. Because if you don't strive to be everything you're supposed to be or everything that God gave you the talent to be, let me let you in a circle. Secret. You're hurting yourself. You're not hurting anyone else. You're hurting you. You're hurting your future and hurting the people who rely on you. Like, think about it. Your kids look up to you. They come to you. Your parents, they made sacrifices for you. Your ancestors made sacrifices for you. So if you're not giving it everything you have, you're hurting yourself. And you're making all those people who are looking up to you look down because they're hurting. All right? All right. Whew. I just went off on a little tangent, but I get really passionate about this, especially when I want you guys to succeed. So I hope you feel my passion in these words, and it's only me caring about you. Because a lot of gurus or people out there aren't telling you this. They're going to tell you, oh, do this, do this. They're going to tell you the secret sauce, and the secret sauce is it begins with you. That's the bottom line. It begins with you. All right. The last way, and this is simple. It's so simple that I think we overlook it. Increase the amount of money you bring in. Boom! I remember the first time I heard that it was from Grant Cardone. It was he was one of his live talks. He was talking about it. He said it was too often. Oh no, what he was saying was sometimes we count pennies instead of looking at the bills or the amount of money. So, for example, we think, oh, okay, here's a penny on the floor. Let me pick that penny up. But sometimes as you're picking up the penny, you miss the dollar bill that's right next to it. Does that make sense? I hope you guys catch the conundrum. Did I use that word in the right thing? I think so. The conundrum or the information that I'm dropping. Focus on increasing your money. How can you do that? Freelance, Elance, I think what it's called, Fiverr. There's so many different things that you can work from home after your full-time job. You can work a part-time job. You can work on manual labor. It all depends on what you like. But if you don't have a second source of income right now, you're losing because you're losing time and you're losing the money that you could be making. So get on them second businesses. A lot of people laughing like, oh, you work 8 jobs. Or like, yeah, because I want to increase the amount of money. I'm trying to increase the amount of money I can bring in. I'm trying to utilize my time properly. It's not all about manual labor. Sometimes the most manual thing you can do is thinking. Increasing doesn't mean, oh, you have to do something manual. If you like manual labor, that's 100% fine. But reading a book to increase how to build more wealth, that's still increasing, guys. No one said it had to be something physical. As long as you're able to work on your talents and increasing your income, I'm telling you, is going to make a major difference. Because those late nights that you're up studying, you're up whatever your talents is, chefing, cooking, figuring out how I'm going to start my own business and sell out extra food or come up with meal plans. Those things add up because what happens is over time, you start getting better and better. And before you know it, it takes off and everyone's like, oh, overnight success. No, it wasn't overnight. I've been doing this for 5 years. Look at my YouTube. I took a little couple breaks in it because it gets tiring. But I've been doing this for a while, making these videos on how to get better. So now when I go to talk in front of people, like, oh my God, you seem natural. Because I've been practicing, I've been working on my craft over and over and over. And this is how you become better. It's the same thing. Increasing your income, increasing your skills. Jim Rohn says, funny story, yeah. I love my Jim Rohn. A lot of motivational speakers are really good, but Jim Rohn's one of the best ones in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Jim Rohn goes, when he was first looking to create a millionaire, he had a millionaire teacher. He goes to this guy, the guy says, yeah, I can't remember the exact amount. He said, I probably make like $10 an hour or something. I can't remember how much he said, but the guy goes, that's how much the company pays? That's the max? He goes, yeah, that's on max. The guy goes, no, that's the max the company pays you. There's someone there in that company who makes way more than that. And Jim started thinking, he goes, you're getting paid as a direct result of the value that you bring. So if you want to get paid more, bring more value. You are paid a direct portion of the value you bring. So bringing more value creates more income for you. And that's a rule that I follow. That's why I do these videos and why I'm always giving, because I'm trying to create more value in the marketplace so my value goes up too. Boom, gems. I'm dropping secrets for you guys. If you video helpful in any way, please comment, share it with someone else who's trying to buy a house and they want to get out the rent race. Maybe it's a rent race. They want to get out the rat trap and they're tired of just overpaying prices for rent because rent keeps going up. Every year it keeps going up. But you know what doesn't go up? Once you own that house, that mortgage is fixed, especially if you do a fixed rate mortgage. Don't do an adjustable rate mortgage or ARM and be confused on why the prices changes. But if you get a fixed rate, that price is going to stay. The only thing that's going to change is if taxes go up or if your insurance changes. Other than that, fixed, you're good. All right. As I said before, my name is Malcolm Marcel, and I'm a licensed loan officer, and I'm here to help you get a mortgage. Over and out. Oh, and by the way, shh, they didn't want you to know about that, but I told you anyways. So, shh, that looked kind of creepy. Shh, yeah, that was better. That was